Okay, to take you guys along with me, 2011 Chevy Express 3500 6-liter. Complaint is that the traction light comes on. I know I've done this before, but I just want to show you guys what's going on. If I go into read DTCs, I'll pull up electronic brake control and roll over sensor just in case. Hit continue. Nice thing about this scan tool is that even though it's just scanning one, when one is done, you can still pull up and see what actually is there, even though it's still reading on this one. So I like that. But we can see already though, steering position signal, plausibility code. Wait for that to finish. It's just going to make up a report just in case I want it. And here it is. So rollover, no codes, one code here found in here. That was a C0710 5A, steering position signal plausibility failure. Not open circuit, not short circuit, not the C0711 that you normally see, but this is what we have. So I'm already deep in this diagnosis. Well, I say deep because I'm pretty much done already. Honestly, it took longer to set up a couple of things here than it did to actually diagnose this. But I'm going to start this car, and we'll wait for all the lights to go out. And what we're going to do is we're going to turn the wheel to the right, and boom, service stability track, and the traction light comes on. So a couple of data pins here to watch, and I'll get us up there so we can actually see it. We'll go back out of this and we'll go into our data stream, and we're just going to pull up brake control, and it's with VSES, vehicle stability, and we're going to customize because we don't need to see everything that's there, so we'll just hit customize, and we're going to be looking for steering wheel position, signal A, steering wheel position, and there should be a B somewhere here and here, and here. There we are. So I got two digitals, one steering wheel position sensor signal A. So I'm going to hit continue. Okay, so A is going to be my analog voltage one. That's going to show 2.59. I'm going to expand this out so we can see it. Now, normally, with the wheels straight ahead, perfectly straight ahead, should have about 2.5 volts on that steering wheel position sensor signal. I'm going to expand this one more time just so we have something here. Actually, I don't want that, so let's change this over to a line graph. This one here I think is going to stay line graph. Yeah, line graph, where it'll go in there and it'll give us our angle. And let me shrink that back down again. So shrink, and now we have our signals up here. Don't mind me, guys, I'm getting used to this tool as well. So all right, I'm gonna start to turn the wheel. I'm gonna go in one direction here. I'm just gonna go to the right, and I'm gonna go steadily. And what I want you to notice is what initially happened there. If you see that drop down right there, that shouldn't exist. So what did it see when I did that? It went to negative 22.5 and then jumped up to, or all the way up to 78.1 as I turned the wheel. All right, so I started going in one direction, and I'm going to the right now. I'm going to keep going to the right, and look what's happening there on that analog voltage. See all that jumping up and down? Let me do this. Let me expand it again, and I'll expand it again so we just have that on the screen. And I'm going to do the exact same thing. Let me bring it back to center for a second. All right, so I brought it back to center. Now going left, the voltage will lower. Okay. Now I'm back in center. Oh, almost back in center. There we go. Now we're back in center. And I'm going to go to the right. And you notice what happened there. Right away, it dropped down, and the signal starts jumping up and down as I'm going. I'm going steadily here. I'm just turning this wheel in a steady fashion, and there's jumping up and down. So the code saying implausibility is more than likely right. Let's see what it actually does with the steering position. If I were to expand again, I'm sorry, and then go up one, there we go. But now we have our steering position. So I should be, let me get it back to center. Okay, so right near center right now. And look at that go. I'm not doing anything. Wheel's sitting perfectly straight, and he still had some wiggle to it. I'm going to start to turn to the right. See that initial drop down? See how it's bouncing all over the place? I'm still turning to the right. So, it's watching this, and it's saying, what the heck is going on here? This steering angle is jumping all around. So, plausibility code is absolutely right. It sees something going on here. It's saying, hey, look, you were positive here, then you were negative, then you were positive again. You know, and unless you're sitting there going like this with the wheel, there's absolutely no good reason why it should be doing that. So, next step was grab a wiring diagram. And I'm up to just after this point right now. Let me go back to home. Oh no, actually I don't want to go home. I do this wrong every time. Let me go back one more time. And we're going to go into system wiring diagrams, which is one of the key features to this tool. You do have to be on Wi-Fi in order to do it. Let me bring this up here. And let me just hit on this button right here. And we'll pull up our diagram. And let's see here. Let's zoom it in. Okay, so steering wheel speed position sensor. What type do we have here? Sensor A, sensor C. These are going to be digital. Notice that there's nothing here that looks like this. This looks just like a TPS. So gray wire here coming in is going to be a 5-volt reference. That's going to be feeding into this just like a TPS would. And orange and black is going to be sensor ground. Thank you, Ed. Just leave it right there. Thank you, sir.
I know I have at least 200. So
no worries. Thank you.
I'm going to give this to you when you sell it. How much is it? How much you pay for that? I'll give you that.
I'll take care of that. Don't worry about it.
I'll talk to you.
Okay.
Pay for this anyhow.
Sorry, guys. Just settling up over here. So the next part of this here is your light green wire. Your light green wire comes in here. Now this should be your signal wire. You can see that it's a potentiometer. It's going to be moving back and forth across what they're showing there is basically a picture of a resistor. Well, that's just a variable resistor in a way, or a potentiometer. Let me not say variable resistor. So it's going to sit there, and at certain points in here, it's going to have different resistance. It's going to change around our voltage. So that light green wire that's right there is going to be our signal wire. So how do I want to check it? Now I see that jumping up and down. Should I care about the 5 volts? Should I care about the ground? Should I care about the signal? The answer is yes to all three. So I'm doing it here. I grabbed the Pico. I have it all hooked up already. And let me let that focus in. So blue right now is on the 5-volt reference. Our green is going to be our sensor ground, and our red, which is at about 2.4, roughly. Yeah, about 2.4 volts. All right, and I'm going to do the exact same thing here. I'm going to turn that wheel to the right once I get this scan tool out of the way and try to block that for you. But I'm going to start turning to the right, and I want you to see there what's happening. Now, I'm still turning to the right steadily. Let me pause it right there. I'll stop it right on the screen. And this right here, if I were to zoom that in a little bit, you can see what's happening. See that drop in voltage? Look where it went down to. About 3.4. And I was going in steadily in one direction. So as the scan tool is seeing it there, it's absolutely correct. It's seeing those dropouts and it's counting those highs and lows. It doesn't count all the static in between really, but it's counting all those highs and lows. And it's saying, hey, these right here were those jumps that we just saw on the scan tool. So, did anything happen with our ground signal? No. Did anything happen with our 5-volt reference? Absolutely not. So all we need on this steering wheel this is going to be a steering wheel position sensor, which by the way they changed, and I won't mention the name. You guys can figure that out. But anyhow, that's how I test a steering position sensor on these and come up with an answer so we know for sure that after we replace this sensor that we're done. I'll just bring that back down a little bit again and bring it over a little bit again, and there they are. Those little dropouts right there. Okay? So, doesn't look like much, and this is one of the reasons here you don't want to really have any filtering on your scope at this point, because you want to see that noise, you want to see that hash. If you filter it, you're going to lose some of that. And you don't want to know just how far down it goes. You want to get an idea as to whether or not it's something that's really sporadic, and you also don't want to lose anything on your 5-volt or your ground. In this case here, ground, and then 5-volt above it. Alright, so just figured I'd make a quick video, show you guys what it is. Not really quick, 10 minutes long, but everybody wants to know what I use. So right now I'm using Bosch ADS 625 I have the diagrams are already built in there. Yes, it is online. Got the Autologic Pico scope out here. I'm using my back probes that are down there, which I can't really show you from here. Those are the ones from AES Wave, Farsight tablet, Pico software, and I am done. Have a great day.